So today I want to get into how to build an affirmation or a mantra. So my Affirmation Builder 101. Before we get started, I want to remind you to take a few deep breaths. So I'll just take a few deep breaths and you do it on your own as well. Okay? It feels good. I also want to remind you that at any point, anywhere in your life, you can decide to put roots into the ground from your sit bones or your feet. Take them down, down, down to the core of the earth, latch yourself in, and see the light coming up into you. See light coming into the crown of your head, or you can push your light all the way up to the creator of all that is. And that grounds you instantaneously. The more you do it, the more practice you have, the easier it is to put yourself in that grounded feeling. So just a reminder that you always have access to that. You don't have to wait for a meditation. It doesn't have to be a meditation. It can be 30 seconds of I'm going to ground myself in whatever feeling you want to have. So that is kind of a key to the to the affirmation builder, because affirmations without creating that peace and that space around you, they fall flat, they fall dead. Okay, so it's actually really important to know that if you're going to take the time to repeat a mantra or positive words to yourself, it's really beneficial to root yourself in love or gratitude or joy first, so that the words that you're saying have life and vibrance in them, so that it's changing you from the inside out. If you have questions, please ask. All right, so Affirmation Builder 101. It's really simple. You listen to your negative self-talk. So I've already asked you to be kind of keeping a journal, paying attention to your thoughts, and potentially writing down your negative thought patterns. Throughout the course, throughout your life, I want you to continue observing the thoughts that you have, positive and negative, but especially notice when you say negative things to yourself. Notice what triggers it, notice what you're saying, and then your next step is to, once you hear it, you're aware of it, you've maybe even written it down, your next step is to ask, is this true? I know when I'm at the pit of despair and I feel like everything I've ever done in my life is wrong and I'm the biggest loser and everyone hates me and I'm a total failure and a fraud and nobody is ever going to like me and I have no friends. Ever had a day like that? I have those probably twice a year. Yeah, the last thing I want to do is acknowledge whether or not that's true. Like, I know that all those things aren't true. I know they're not true, and yet there are days that I have to wallow in that pain, and that's okay. The rest of the time, we pull out our affirmation builder. We ask, is this true? And then our next question, coming back to that intuitive voice of love, right? Not the voice of ego. The ego is that asshole that is telling you that everything is wrong that you've ever done in your life. The intuition is trying to teach you something. Always. When we're having a terrible day, a terrible week, a terrible month, a terrible year, it is because our soul is trying to make something clear to us. And we're going to keep living it until we understand what we're meant to learn. And the best way to get there is to just freaking surrender. Put up your white flag and say, okay, what are you teaching me? So is it true? And then what is more true and comes from a voice of love? What is more true and comes from a voice of love? So get out your journal, write down that negative self-talk. Acknowledge that what you just said to yourself isn't true. if you believe in a God and you believe in a creator, then you know from the core of your being that you are not wretched and terrible and the worst person and have no friends and all of the all the stuff we say to ourselves on our bad moments, right? Excuse me. You know that stuff isn't true in the core of your being. So what we say to ourselves matters, because where the focus goes, or where whatever we focus on, we get more of. Where the focus goes, the energy flows, is the saying. So then you turn that negative self-talk upside down or on its ass, if you want to be a little crass. And so you take something like I'm too fat to get a good boyfriend, and you ask what's actually true. Are you even overweight? You know, that's a valid question for many of us. Like, sometimes you're just bloated for a day and you're like, I'm so fat, nobody loves me. And you make up all this crazy stuff about yourself. No, just take stock. If you need to if you, for health purposes, need to lose 10, 20 pounds, that's fine, whatever. But your value is not in your weight. Your value is not in whether or not you're skinny or fit or toned. You do not have to look like a model to be valuable. So you turn that on its behind. And what is more true? Well, the truth is that if you're believing that about yourself right now, you need to change your belief system to, I treat myself really well to show others how to treat myself. I go to the gym to build strength. I go to the gym to take care of myself, to take care of my bones. Strength training helps your bones stay healthy. Muscle burns fat, so whenever you're building muscle, you are increasing your metabolism. Don't go to the gym and think about the calories you're burning. Go to the gym and think about how you're taking care of yourself. And if you don't like going to the gym, find a workout that you like. Take joy in having a body. Celebrate having a body all of the time. We are so lucky to be here. If you look at the statistics of how many eggs and semen there are out there and how many eggs get fertilized, the statistic of becoming a human is 1 in a billion or something. I can't remember right now. But when you really look at it big picture, we are all lucky to be here. And we have all come here of our own choice to learn things and experience being a human. Okay, so you take your negative self-talk. You ask, is this true? You ask, what is more true, and comes from a voice of love. Then you turn that negative self-talk on its ass. And you come up with something that is true. I'm beautiful from the inside out. And I am attracting a man into my life who knows who I am from the inside out, who celebrates me for my essence. Maybe your negative self-talk is, I'm stupid and nobody likes me. So you'd flip it around. I have a lifetime of education and experience as a human being and a student. I am love from my essence. I love who I am. I love who I get to be. When you find yourself in that moment, go write a list of the things that you actually love about yourself. You are a perfect and unique being. You are exactly who you were meant to be, to learn what you came here to learn, to be who you came here to be. When we let that fear voice drop, get out of our freaking way, you get to bloom. That fear voice is one of our biggest weeds, that ego voice. So when we're talking about mantras and affirmations, you want to think about pulling those weeds and creating that boundary for yourself to flourish. Even with yourself, especially with yourself. We are always our own biggest critics. Your job is to get out of your way and just say, I'm not a perfectionist anymore. I don't have to be perfect to be loved. I love myself because I'm amazing. You just are amazing. The fact that you're alive, you're here, and you have this lifetime of experience, celebrate who you are. Return to those things that made you joyful as a child and celebrate being alive. Okay, so that's my affirmation builder. Let me see if I have anything else written. Nope, that's it. That's my affirmation builder and my little pep talk. I hope you liked it. If you have questions or if you feel like I need to clarify the affirmation builder in any way, please let me know and we can talk about it on our Zoom call, or maybe I can do another video for you. All right, love and light to you guys. Happy 8th day. Bye.